On the outskirts of a forgotten town stood a house with no name. Locals whispered that it wasn't abandoned, it was waiting. Its windows, fogged with time, seemed to glisten as though they were eyes, tracking anyone brave or foolish enough to come close. For years, no one dared, until Jonah did. Jonah wasn't the kind to believe in ghost stories. He was an amateur urban explorer drawn to places with peeling wallpaper and creaking floors. He'd heard the rumors. The house heard you. Every step, every word, every breath, it absorbed them, growing hungrier with each visit. It was the kind of myth that made his camera roll worthwhile. The air changed the moment Jonah crossed the threshold. The house seemed to inhale his presence. The door clicked shut behind him, though he hadn't touched it. His flashlight flickered, but he dismissed it with a muttered curse. "Nice try," Jonah said aloud. His voice echoed unnaturally, repeating back to him, "Nice try, try." The walls were swollen with damp, their floral paper sagging like skin slipping from bone. He raised his camera, snapping photos of a staircase spiraling into darkness. Each flash painted the hallway with stark, searing light, and for a moment, Jonah swore he saw movement, a shadow too thin to be his own. Footsteps. Behind him. He spun, but no one was there. The sound continued, deliberate and slow, as if something were walking directly beneath his skin. "Hello," he called, his voice cracking. The echo came back wrong. Hello, low, low. It didn't just repeat, it sounded closer. Jonah's heartbeat quickened as he climbed the stairs, the creaks beneath his feet turning into faint whispers. They weren't his imagination, they were words. Muffled, desperate. "Run. Don't stay. Don't let it hear." At the top, a single door waited, slightly ajar. The air behind it hummed with something Jonah couldn't name, something alive. He pushed the door open, revealing a room empty save for a chair in the center. On it sat a tape recorder, ancient and caked with grime. Its reels spun without a tape, spewing out static like breath through clenched teeth. Jonah hesitated before stepping inside. The whispers followed him, louder now, until he could make out a single phrase. "You're not leaving." The door slammed shut, and the recorder stopped abruptly. The silence was suffocating. Then it played his voice. "Nice try." His words were jagged and distorted, warped into something sinister. It played another. "Hello?" Only now his voice dripped with malice, followed by a soft, mocking laugh. Jonah stumbled back, panic blooming. The whispers rose to a deafening crescendo, overlapping, twisting, as though 1,000 voices were being fed through a grinder. He clawed at the door, but the handle wouldn't budge. From the shadows, something shifted. A figure emerged, not quite human. Its form was fluid, black as ink, its face a mirror. Jonah saw his own terrified reflection twisted into a smile that wasn't his. The figure whispered, "You came to be heard. Now you'll stay to listen." Jonah screamed, but the sound never left the room. Instead, it echoed back in laughter. When the house finally exhaled, Jonah was gone. The door stood ajar once more, waiting for the next visitor.